live big. Meet your man, Louie T. Welcome to the 2018 NFL Draft Prospects 101 series, your guide to some of the biggest and hottest names. The 2018 NFL Draft, we're talking cornerbacks, and this is a guy that is making a steady climb up the draft boards. And I think it's a little bit of swag, a little bit of skill, and a little mixture of both, kind of wowing these scouts, these teams, and some of these evaluators around league circles. They're falling in love with what this guy brings to the table from an attitude standpoint. Yeah, there's been some injuries, and there's been some question as to durability with this guy. But if you put on the tape from 2016, and you know, I'm somewhat sketchy on when I got to go back to 16 to evaluate clean tape, but nonetheless, the tape don't lie. The eye in the sky don't lie. And this guy, when he was healthy, was one of the best in college football. I'm talking about Louisville cornerback Jaire Alexander. Let's talk about why this guy is making a rise and could easily hear his name called in day one. Probably won't hear it until day two. But this is a guy that you got to look out for in the 2018 NFL Draft. Let's start with his pros. I call Jaire Alexander the wild card of this cornerback draft class because he kind of came out of nowhere. If you haven't been watching and you weren't really following this guy's career and his track to where he is now, kind of came out of nowhere, and he's making this rise. And he's not a household name yet, but the guy's got the talent to be the best of this draft class when it's all said and done. But the first pro is his speed. Speed! 4.3, 840, showcased that at the combine. Thought he was outstanding at the combine. Showed fluidity in his hips. Showed the ability to change direction, stop, plant on a dime. Showed the ball skills that he showed throughout his career when having opportunity to go get the football. He's done that. And so that 4.3, 840 that he ran at the combine, mwah, thing of beauty, and also did a lot to help his draft stock. Athleticism, acceleration, agility, change of direction. I just talked about all those things and how they were on full display at the combine, but they're also on full display on tape. The first game where he jumped on my radar, and again, I got to go back to 2016 because that's when I was first exposed to Jaire Alexander, but it was that Clemson game. Everybody watched that game. Everybody knows about that game in Death Valley. That was a classic. Okay, Louisville was on the rise. Lamar Jackson was right in the dead heat of his Heisman Trophy campaign. He was just kind of starting it out, really starting to go ahead and make his claim for that title of Heisman Trophy candidate and ultimately becoming the winner of that trophy. And they had started out the season with a bang with the destruction of Florida State, and everyone's looking at these guys like, wow, they for real? And this was a big game. Both teams were undefeated. And this had huge implications. And they went in there and they played their asses off. And Jaire Alexander made play after play after play after play in that game. Had a breakup of a couple of passes. Had a big interception in the end zone where he took the football away from Mike Williams, who ended up being a top 10 draft pick in 2017. He forced a fumble in that game as well. Jaire Alexander had his fingerprint all over that football game. And that's when I first took notice of this guy and said, who the hell is he? And should I know who he is? Yeah, I should know who he is. I did from that point on. And I followed him rather closely after that point. And so it's all there. The acceleration, the athleticism, change of direction. You saw him drive on a slant and take it away from Mike Williams in that game. Was it a little bit behind him? Sure it was. But he still had to use that acceleration to make up the ground, to then go and get the football, stick his foot in the ground, change the direction, accelerate through the football. Hey, give me that, man. You don't know what to do with that. Cookies, man. Yum, yum, eat them up. Yum, yum, eat. Give me that, man. You don't know what to do with that. Give me that. Take the football away from Mike Williams and get the football back for his team. So you get a lot of that with this guy. Anticipation and awareness. Again, he's one of those guys that looks for the football. So anytime he gets a chance to get his paws on the rock, he's going to do so because he is able to look, locate, and contest. And that anticipation and awareness. Sometimes he can get in trouble because he's nosy, and the good ones are nosy. Okay? It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a gift and a curse. When you're a great cornerback, when you're elite, when you have elite traits, it allows you to get away with some things that other guys can't. And so sometimes, do you lose sight of the receiver? Do you lose sight of your zone concepts and principles and where you're supposed to be? Sure you do. Because you're being nosy, you're looking for the home run. Instead of hitting this double, you're looking for the home run. I get it. And sometimes he'll get into trouble doing that. But for the most part, he anticipates well. He's where he's supposed to be. And most importantly, he looks, he locates, and contests. And that's why he's got 7 career interceptions. And one of them played to the crib. Okay, that's why that's there. Because he's got the ability to make plays on the football. All right, ball skills are elite. And it's because he's an LLCer. It's because he's got the ability to look, locate. Oh, there's the ball. I'm going to go ahead and get that. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and go get that thing, man. It's 50-50. It's yours just like it's mine. It's yours. You got the right to it too, but I'm just going to take this thing. Just like he did for Mike Williams in that Clemson game. So, again, a lot of this damage was done in 2016. Again, so you got to go back to 2016 if you really want to see what type of football player you're dealing with here in Jaire Alexander. A lot of injuries. We'll talk about those in 2017. So we'll talk about some of those things a little bit later on when we get to his cons. But tackling and willingness to tackle, he's another one of these guys, just like Isaiah Oliver. He's going to tackle. I liken him to Denzel Ward, man. Even though slighter size, not as big as you would like, dude is not afraid to go and put his helmet in there and get in the fray, man. He get his hands dirty, man. He's not one of these dudes that's like, hey, look, man, just got a pedicure, man. I'm good. I don't really want to get into this thing. I got my manicure, got my pedicure. I feel good. You know what I mean? I'm going to let y'all guys handle that. If y'all need me, you know I'm going to be over here on the outside chilling. Just hit me up. You know, I'm here. You need me. Nah, he's not one of those dudes, man. If you need him, you know where to find him. But he's going to beat you to the punch and he's going to be there. I'm seeing him light dudes up. I'm seeing him throw his body around. He's not afraid to get his hands and feet and anything else that needs to be in the fray dirty. And so love it at the cornerback because it's so rare that guys actually want to participate. You know, guys normally don't want to participate in that part of the game. Like, I didn't sign up for that. Yes, you did sign up for that. He's like, well, I did, but I didn't. Well, it's a part of the job description, and he does that part of the job. Man in zone coverage, I like him in both instances. I think I like him more in man coverage just because I know he'll look for the football. Because when you're in zone, you're limited to what your impact can be. And in college football, and I'll talk about this with some of the other prospects. And again, I don't beat the prospects up themselves for this because they don't control what's going on. You know, they don't get say as to whether they get to play man or whatever the case may be. That's dictated by the coaches. You only do what you're told to do. But if I got a big time corner, I'm not going to allow a guy to abuse me on the other side of the field. Okay, we'll talk about that with another prospect. But in the case of Jaire Alexander, I like him better in man because I feel like he can take a guy away. He can be a guy that if you get him, you got him. But don't think that's what's going to be the norm for the day. And he's in your face. He's talking to you. He's letting you know this. It ain't that type of party out here, man. If you thought that's what you was going to do today, nah, that's not what's happening. He's the type of guy, you want to throw a bubble out here? I'm going to just blow your bubble screen up. Okay? You want to throw your little tunnel screen? I'm going to just meet him as he's running towards the tackle to go get that football. I'm going to just meet him head on, car crash. All right, smash him. Blow your whole screen up. That's the type of competitor that this guy is. So, in zone, he can do that. You know, kind of wait back, watch quarterback, watch man. Oh, you running that bubble? Let me go and react and blow this thing up. But in man, he's sticky. He's where he needs to be, and he makes plays on the football. So I like him in both situations. With those types of ball skills and 7 career interceptions I talk about, he's dangerous in both. Dangerous in zone because he can see the man, he can see the quarterback, he can see the ball. But dangerous, just as equally as dangerous in man because he looks, he locates. So he still knows where the ball is and still can make a play on the football. It was a beautiful play that he made in man coverage, down the field about 30, 35 yards, down the sideline, looks, locates, goes up, takes the football. That's what you want out of your cornerback. That's ideally what you're looking for out of every cornerback, but you just don't get it in every cornerback. So again, love that with Jaire Alexander. And unlike a lot of his counterparts in this draft, he actually does blitz. So here's a guy that I think may have and let's talk about versatility too, because he's got the highest amount of versatility of probably any corner in this draft. You might could throw Mike Hughes in there, but I like Jaire Alexander a little bit more outside than I do Mike Hughes on the outside. But again, he can play outside, and again, I'm more of a guy that I want to see you do it, and you have to prove to me that you can't before I say that you can't do something. So prove to me that you can't. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to prove that you can. Show me that you can. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to prove that you can't. So I'm gonna put him on the outside first, and if that doesn't work, kick him inside. But he can also offer you the ability to run back punts and can play in the slot. So there's a versatility level there that you're comfortable with. And I just told you the man blitzes out of the slot. It's a beautiful thing when you can trust your guy in the slot to come off the, and not show it and not show his hand too early. Kind of like, yep, coming over this slide and I'm about to D this man. Oh, I'm coming on the blitz. I love it. And there's nothing like a well-timed slot blitz that tackle and that quarterback don't get to synchronize and get the quarterback didn't get to call it out and slide protection, and that tackle doesn't know it's coming until it's too late, and that guy's coming scot-free, and now the quarterback's got to fend for himself. It's a beautiful thing when it's executed perfectly, and you saw that with Jaire Alexander a couple of times affecting some plays. So he can blitz. Unlike a lot of these guys that on tape didn't really get the opportunity to do so and weren't very adept at it when called upon, like a Josh Jackson, he can blitz, and he's giving you the versatility of being able to play in the slot and return punts. Had a touchdown against Florida State in that opening game of 2016. Again, if you're looking for the best of Jaire Alexander, gonna have to go back to 2016. Why, you ask? Do I have to go back to 2016? Well, we'll talk about that, among other things, as we jump into his cons. Measurables, that's the first con though. Before we get to any of the injuries and all of that stuff, he's 5'10", 196. The 196, that doesn't bother me. I don't mind that at all. It's the 5'10" that can be a little alarming. You watch guys like, I'll throw out Denzel Ward, for instance, 5'11", 183. He's in perfect position against Michigan in a game, and the quarterback just throws it just a little bit over his outstretched arms, and he's in perfect position, does everything right, and he just can't get there. He's just too short. I mean, tight end's like 6'5", quarterback throws it up. There's nothing he can do about it. Jaire Alexander's 5'10". I'm watching him against SMU, and he's being boxed out. Or it might have been Mike Hughes. Like I might be confusing my small corners in this draft. It was Mike Hughes that I was watching that got boxed out by Cortland Sutton, and there was nothing. All Cortland Sutton did was put him on his back. Say, watch out, man. I'm gonna box you out, catch this football as I'm stretching out of bounds. There's nothing he can do about that. And with Jaire Alexander, he'll succumb to the same fate. Back shoulder fade at the next level with a big body receiver. There's not much he's gonna be able to do about it. He's 5'10", a $196. So I do worry about him, but again, I want to see him on the outside first, and I want him to prove to me that he can't do it. Then I'll slide him inside in the slot, where I think he will be an outstanding slot corner at the next level if called upon to do so. But his measurables do call into question, can he play on the outside? We'll see what happens. But the bigger question that I have with him, and probably the bigger elephant in the room, is durability. Okay, this is a guy that in 2017 missed 6 games due to a sprained knee and a broken hand, combination of both. So the question then becomes, is this a guy that has durability issues? Can I trust him to stay healthy? Can I put him back on punts and not fear that he's going to injure himself? Well, he injured his knee on a punt return. So the question then becomes, is that something that I want to do? You know, I don't remember if it was a blocked field goal that he injured himself on that he was returning, or was a punt, but it was some type of return. And you're asking yourself, I want to use this guy in a return manner because he offers that to me and he's really good at it. But can I put him back there? Is he durable enough to do that and handle his defensive responsibilities as well? That's something that you got to ask yourself. But don't allow that fear to stop you from taking what could be the best cornerback in this draft class. So he's the wild card of this cornerback class, as I've already said. And he's got a lot of tools that will go a long way at the next level if he's able to stay healthy. We'll see if he's able to do that. But one thing's for sure, he's got everything you're looking for, minus the size, and we'll see about the durability. But Jaire Alexander's got the swag, he's got the competitiveness, he's willing to tackle, he's got ball skills, he's got speed, he's got everything you're looking for. He just lacks the size, and you ask yourself, can he stay healthy? But one thing's for sure, this is a guy that intrigues many and wouldn't shock me if he hears his name called from day one, the 2018 NFL Draft, most likely going to be a second-round pick. However, in any event, that's Jaire Alexander and his Draft Prospects 101 breakdown. Remember, I've got plenty more of these coming, so don't you go anywhere as we near the 2018 NFL Draft. And remember, another thing, we changing the game over here, period. If you want to see what I scored Jaire Alexander and where he ranks among his peers in this draft, go to the website louietnetwork.net. And also, like the video, share the video. If you haven't already done so, what are you waiting on? Subscribe to the Louie T Network for more great content. Got plenty more of these coming your way, so don't you go anywhere. I'm your man, Louie T. See you next time.